They say nothing good happens after midnight. At first, I thought that was just an old superstition, something people say to scare children or romanticize the night. But I'm telling you this now, not to scare you, but to warn you. Because once, I got on a bus I should have never boarded. And since that night, I've never looked at public transport the same way again. It was nearly 1 a.m. I'd missed the last train after a long shift at the hospital. My legs ached, my head was pounding, and all I wanted was to get home, take a hot shower, and disappear into bed. The rain was coming down hard, drenching the streets in a silver film. My phone was nearly dead, and the app showed no more buses for the night. That's when I saw it, headlights glowing through the rain, approaching slowly, silently. A bus. But something felt off. There was no number on the front, just a flickering sign that read, Depot. The doors hissed open, and the driver didn't say a word. He didn't even look at me. He just nodded once, slowly, like I'd been expected. Like I was late. I should have turned around right then, but the storm was getting worse, and I didn't feel like waiting in the cold. So I stepped on. The inside of the bus smelled strange, like old dust, wet metal, and something faintly sweet, like flowers at a funeral. It was mostly empty, except for a few passengers scattered in silence. None of them looked at me. In fact, none of them looked at anything. They stared blankly ahead, motionless, not a single blink. I sat near the back, next to a fogged-up window streaked with rain. But as the bus pulled away, I realized something wasn't right. The roads we took weren't familiar. They didn't even feel real. The streetlights flickered in unnatural colors, blue, then green, then red, but no cars passed. No buildings looked alive, only shadowy silhouettes of boarded-up shops and crooked lampposts. We passed a man on the sidewalk. He was standing perfectly still under the rain, his head tilted almost completely sideways like it had snapped, and as we drove by, he smiled at me, a wide, unblinking grin. I turned away quickly, disturbed. When I looked across the aisle again, one of the passengers, the woman who had been sitting 2 rows in front of me, was gone. I hadn't heard her move. No footsteps, no shifting fabric. She had vanished. I stood up, heart pounding, and walked toward the front to talk to the driver. But something made me stop halfway. Every single passenger had turned toward me. At the exact same moment, their heads pivoted in eerie unison, faces pale, expressionless, eyes black. Then just as suddenly, they turned back around. The sign above the windshield flickered again. It no longer read Depot. Now it said, Last Stop. I stumbled forward, finally reaching the driver's seat, only to discover there was no driver. The seat was empty, still warm, as if someone had just been there. The bus slowed to a stop. The doors creaked open, and outside there was nothing. No road, no buildings, only thick, suffocating fog stretching endlessly in every direction. It was like the world had been erased. Then I heard it, a whisper from just behind my ear. This is your stop. I turned slowly. All the passengers were gone, every seat empty, except for one, mine. And sitting in it was me, a perfect replica, same jacket, same hair, same eyes. But the other me was smiling, wide, wrong, like it knew something I didn't, like it had been waiting to take my place. I ran. I don't even remember how I got off. I woke up hours later, lying on the sidewalk outside a closed bakery. It was dawn. The streets were dry. The rain had stopped, and there was no sign of the bus. Since that night, I've never taken another ride after midnight. And if I ever pass a bus stop late at night and see one pulling up without a route number with Depot flickering on the screen, I walk away. Because some buses don't take you home. Some take you somewhere else. Somewhere you don't come back from. This was Whispers After Dark. Subscribe if you're still brave enough to wait at the stop after midnight.